Classes and structures are the heart of building an object-oriented application. If you're looking at existing classes, you can navigate through your class structure with the object browser or the class view. For this demonstration, I'm going to use this project called Using Class View. It has a number of classes: book, employee, person, royalty rate, and sale. It also has a class down here in the data services section called Data Shuttle. I'm going to open up this program.cs file. The first thing I want to show you is how to look up definitions like sale or employee. There's a window, an underutilized window, I think, called View Code Definition Window. Now, when I select an item in my code window up here, let's say I choose this sale item, it'll then take me and show me the structure in this bottom half of the window. For this demonstration, I'm going to drag it over and drop it on the right side of the screen to make it a little bit easier to see. Now, when I click on royalty rate, it takes me to that enumeration. When I clicked on one of the enumeration values, it takes me to that item, and so on. So it's a quick way of finding out about the class. Now, how does this work for a class that you didn't write? Then it opens up the special listing window that Microsoft has for looking at the structure of this type. Very nice. Let me drag this back where it used to be, and then turn it off for the rest of the demo. The class view gives me another overview of the classes that are inside my project. Usually the class view lives over here in the Solution Explorer area. If you do not see it, you can enable it by going to View, Class View. Now, when I open up this top section, I'll see there are three namespaces: Using Class Windows, Using Class Windows Bookseller, and Using Class Windows Data Service. When I open each one of these, I can see the classes that are inside those namespaces. I just realized that this class, this Data Shuttle class, doesn't belong here. It really belongs in the Bookseller namespace. So I'm going to double click on it in the class view, which will open it up in my editor. I'll change the namespace up here to Bookseller. And after a few seconds, you'll see the class view update to reflect those changes. Now the Data Shuttle class is inside this new namespace. So of course you can use this to navigate through and look at items by double clicking on them. I should point out, even though it's called the class view, I'm able to navigate to this enum or this struct. There's also a search at the top of this class view. I can search for one of my classes, like the employee class. And I can also search for classes like the console class. Now, of course, these do not exist inside my project, so what happens inside the class view, let me scroll this down so you can see it a little bit better, is it then shows me the classes inside the Microsoft namespaces. It shows me there's something called system.console and these other items. I also didn't point out that when you click on one of these items, you can also see the members here in this area. If you'd like to have a bigger area to look at this information, you should probably look at the object browser. The object browser is another way to view the classes and their members. The differences between the object viewer and the class viewer is that the object viewer defaults to providing you drill down to any object in any reference.NET assembly, not just the ones you've written. To open up the object viewer, go to the View menu and choose this item, Object Browser. Again, I can use the search here to look through this and find the class. I'll look for the console class. Here it is, system.console. And when I select it, I can see that it derives from object. And when I click on it, I can see all the members over here. This is the same information that's listed over here in the class view. It's just in a different format. It's also got a help section on the bottom that shows you more information, a summary of this class. Let's look for one more. System.link.enumerable. So let's review. If you want to look at object and compiled assemblies, use the object browser. If you want to examine or modify the classes in your own code, then use the class view.